On everyone, so you clicked on this video, you probably know I'm doing Todd Haynes movies ranked worst to best. This is a series of reviews that I've been doing where I've been ranking directors, certain ones. I've done David Lynch, David Fincher, Wes Anderson. The list goes on. Check out the playlist down below. But let's get into Todd Haynes. So if you've never seen any of my other ranking videos, what I do is I focus on the films. I don't do the music videos. I don't do the TV shows or, any of that other stuff. Specifically theatrical films, none of that TV movies. So, Todd Haynes, as of right now, 2019, he's done 8 movies. So, 8 is going to be his worst movie. 1 is going to be his best in my viewpoint. So, let's get started. So, number 8, his directorial debut, Poison. Poison was one of his first movies. It was a movie that I respect. It's 85 minutes of pure artsiness. That's about it. It's a movie that you watch, you respect because you can see Todd Haynes, all the little nickel picks where it's like, oh wow, I can see that the fact that he has a lot of talent. It's just he hasn't fully encapsulated those ideas into an organic fashion. Still, I respect the movie. I do, and that's why it's number 8. It's passable. Number 7 though, Velvet Goldmine. I know a lot of people that love this movie. For me personally, I love the fact that Ewan McGregor's in this, Christian Bale. Toni Collette. It's a movie that has such a great cast. I respect it a lot, but at the same time, I do think it's more of a style over substance movie. I respect it though because it is one of those 1990s movies that is an LGBTQ movie through and throughout. And 20 plus years ago, there weren't that many movies that had those themes in it. So I give Todd Haynes props for focusing on that. He was definitely ahead of his time in that way. And yeah, I respect it. But again, it's one of his lesser movies for me personally. But I know a lot of people that probably have that as in their top 3. But for me personally, it's number 7. Number 6 is I'm Not There. I'm Not There is a movie that I will always remember for Cate Blanchett's performance. Incredible performance. She is the one reason to watch this movie. Again, it's one of his movies that I respect, but I do think that there is more style than substance with it. But again, it's such a different and unique approach to the biopic genre that you can't help but watch it and appreciate with what's going on. I do wish that there was more depth to the movie, though, because, again, I think that for all its technical merits, it could have been more than the sum of its parts. But that and Cate Blanchett's performance is why I would say watch it, and it's why it's number 6. Number 5, though, it's a movie that I've seen some people's lists, and a lot of people have my number 5 as their number 1, and that's Safe. Safe is a 1995 film with Julianne Moore, and you watch it once, and you will never forget about it. The way that Julianne Moore plays the lead character, it is just, holy cow. It is awesome. I truly was blown away by this movie in terms of the acting. And the messages really hit home. And again, just like his other movies, there's a lot of style to it. But at the same time, the color palette is very muted, which is very unlike Todd Haynes. And that's one of the things I love about Todd Haynes. His movies, you watch it and you can kind of tell it's a Todd Haynes movie, but he also does a lot of experimental stuff in his movies. So it's very, I'll get into it at the end, but you can definitely tell that it's a movie that feels very unlike Todd Haynes, but also has the things of Todd Haynes' other movies. So I respect it. That's why it's my number 5. Number 4, though. My number 4 is a movie that a lot of people are probably surprised it's number 4 and not like number 7 or 8, but I really dug this movie. Number 4 is Wonderstruck. You can watch it now, actually, on Amazon Prime. Wonderstruck is a movie that I really, really give it props. It's an artsy children's movie. You can take a child to watch it, and they're either going to be bored out of their mind, or they're going to like it. But here's the thing. You can also watch it as an adult and really appreciate all the things that are going on screen. For crying out loud, there are many scenes that are essentially a silent movie. No dialogue, black and white. And then there are other scenes that are really rich in its color palette. Carter Burwell's rich score, and then the acting by the children is actually surprisingly good. It's a movie that I would definitely highly recommend. And it's a movie that, if you're tired of seeing Frozen and Frozen 2 1,000 times, check out Wonderstruck. Maybe it'll put the kids to bed, which is actually a good thing, right? Because you want to get them to bed anyway, so that then you can enjoy a movie. So, yeah, I would highly recommend Wonderstruck. And now we're getting to the top 3. Number 3, it's his most recent movie. It was honestly the movie I was waiting to watch before doing this list. And number 3 is Dark Waters. Yes, Dark Waters. It's the Insider meets Spotlight. This was a riveting, thought-provoking, extremely well-crafted movie. I absolutely adore Doc Waters, and I'm looking forward to rewatching it. It's a movie that you watch and you're like, wow, I can't believe it. And also, you look at water differently and how, how it's, safe. Maybe not. I don't know. You watch it though, you'll be a different person, honestly. I loved Dark Waters, and I would highly recommend it. Number 2 is a movie called Far From Heaven. I also see this as people's number 1 or 2. I absolutely adore Far From Heaven. It's one of those movies you can watch you can pair it with like Happiness or Little Children or Revolutionary Road or American Beauty or Blue Velvet. You can pair it with one of those other suburban movies, and it goes really well with those other movies. Julianne Moore, Dennis Quaid, they are all fantastic in this movie. It's richly written. It's also got such a rich color palette, costume design, score by Elmer Bernstein. Holy cow, it's such a great movie. I adore this movie, and I'm looking forward to rewatching it. But my number 1 was a movie that I liked better. It's a movie that was actually my first Todd Haynes movie. I saw it on Christmas Day of 2015, and that was Carol. That's right, everyone. Carol is my favorite Todd Haynes movie as of 2019. Absolutely loved this movie, and it was one of the first movies, honestly, I watched it, and I wanted to find out this director and see if he had done other movies. And I learned he had done 6 other movies, and I slowly started watching his other movies. And I'm so glad I did, because he's a director that I really respect. And I think Carol is pinnacle Todd Haynes. Everything I love about him is on display. Everything people don't like about him is also on display. Slow glacial pacing. But I still, nonetheless, love the movie. Now, I always talk about, at the end of these ranking lists, the director. Do I like him or not? I absolutely love Todd Haynes as a director. I really respect him. Even when his movies are just okay, they are so experimental and so on their own original. They are movies that you can watch and say, I haven't seen a movie quite like that. You might be able to say, oh, it's like this movie and this movie together. But the way he does the filmmaking, it's so unique, and I absolutely love it. Also, I think he was so ahead of his time. I mean, he was a director that in the 90s had LGBTQ themes and characters. This is a director that was ballsy with that because, 30 years later, we're now actually having diversity in LGBTQ characters in movies that are actually getting roles. Not as much as obviously I would like to see, but nonetheless, we're still getting to see that now. But Todd Haynes was ahead of that. He's had that in, let me count the movies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 or 6 of his movies. So 2/3 of his filmography, he had LGBTQ characters. And he's a director that's been working almost 30 years. So it's awesome to see that he was ahead of the curve in that aspect. But he's also a director that shoots on film, which I absolutely love. He has scores that are really, really riveting and also like melancholy. They get you thinking. They're rich, well shot, very, very well shot movies. Also, they have great acting, great performances, and overall, his movies are all usually well directed. And I really give a lot of respect to Todd Haynes. I'm always excited when he's having a movie come out. That's one of the reasons why I saw Wonderstruck in theaters as well as Dark Waters, because once I knew about Carol, I was like, this is a director that when he has a movie coming out, I will be there day one. Todd Haynes is a director. He's not really like well known in terms of like mainstream media, but he's a director that if you're a fan of independent movies and you haven't really seen his movies, I say watch them all. Watch them all, rank them. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below of your ranking of his movies. If you haven't seen all his movies and you've only seen a couple of his movies, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below of the movies you have seen of his. And also, let me know certain directors, guys, that you want me to rank in the comment section down below. I got a recommendation of Lars von Trier in a couple ranking videos ago. I haven't forgotten, just want to say I haven't forgotten about it. It's just keep in mind, it's Lars von Trier. He's not exactly a director like Michael Mann or Todd Haynes where you can just binge watch all his movies. Lars von Trier is a director, you take your time with his movies because it is very heavy stuff. So, haven't forgotten, I will be ranking Lars von Trier's movies. Don't worry. But, guys, again, other directors, let me know in the comment section below of who I should do. And also, as always, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.